August 1st, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Shea Fontana. Shea Fontana is a writer for film, television, and graphic novels. Her credits include Polly Pocket, Doc McStuffins, DC Superhero Girls, The 7D, and more. She's here today to talk about Monster High, the complete first season, a show she's showrunner for that just released a DVD on February 13th. She's also the co-executive producer, the executive story editor, and one of the writers. Thank you, Miss Fontana, for joining me on the show. What drew you to work on Monster High?
So with Monster High, I had the opportunity because I had worked with Mattel on a few other series like Polly Pocket and DC Superhero Girls. And I think the really great thing about Monster High that has been built in from its launch in 2010 is this idea that Monster High is a place where everyone belongs and everyone can be included. So it has that core message of inclusivity and diversity, and that's something that I have been really passionate about in my career and in my storytelling. And I was happy to be able to explore even more with Monster High.
It sounds really cool. How do you come up with such creative new episode ideas?
I think coming up with the episode ideas is one of the easiest parts. I think it's actually
Really?
because we have such amazing characters and so many different kinds of characters, there's a lot that we can find. So, whether it's something about Claudine and her werewolf powers, or Draculaura when even though she's a vampire, she wants to be a witch, there's a lot to
Yeah.
explore there. There's a lot to explore with Frankie and all their different parts and all their different brain pieces. So Frankie, they're obviously a Frankenstein monster who's made from these different pieces, and they have a lot of different brains inside their head that sometimes talk to them and are sometimes giving them different ideas. So with all the different monsters that we have, it's just really has been easy to come up with story ideas.
Do you have a favorite episode or a favorite topic?
I think one of my favorite episodes that we've done is the Flaunt Your Skeleton episode with Gulia. So, in that episode, Gulia has a condition known to zombies that is called brain freeze. So, when she gets nervous, she can only say the word brains. And the problem in this episode is that Gulia has the opportunity to sing with one of her favorite singers, but she's so nervous that all she can do is sing brains. So it explores this idea of both Gulia's anxiety and the way that Gulia works with her friends and finds that she's actually able to embrace this part of herself and make it part of the final performance. So I really love that episode. And I think it has a really cool song in it.
I think that's really cool too. It's like brain freeze is obviously awful, but for her it's even worse.
Yeah.
Like, Monster High has really crafted an entire world. What's your favorite detail that we've encountered within the school's corridors?
My favorite detail in Monster High, I think my favorite running gag, I'll say, is that there's a monster that lives in the lockers, and its tentacle will always come out and pull some of the students inside the lockers as we go through the halls. So that's always a favorite little Easter egg to watch for in the background of when the tentacle is going to come out of the lockers. But there's so many cool details in Monster High, and I love this really monstery universe that has been created in the school, and how the world is built for these monsters is really fun.
I think that's really cool. Like, I'm not a monster, obviously, but the school looks really fine. It looks really fun. What challenges did you and your team face in adapting Monster High from its original format into a TV show, and how did you overcome them?
I think one of the challenges that we've had as we've looked at how to reimagine G1 for this new generation is just how big G1 was. So there are so many monsters in the Monster High world that have been previously established, and we kind of had to pare it down to who we were going to really focus on for this new series, and really think about like who are the core characters, who are the coolest characters, who are the characters that we really want to explore in these first episodes.
No, it's really cool that you take mythological creatures and creatures from stories that we know, like Dracula or Frankenstein, and you put them together. It's amazing. What aspects of the Monster High TV show are you most proud of achieving, and how do you feel that's contributed to the overall legacy and evolution of the franchise?
I think with this generation of Monster High and with the animated series, we've really been able to expand the diversity and inclusion that we see on the screen. So we have characters like Twyla, who is autistic in this version. We have characters like Finnegan, who uses a wheelchair. We have all sorts of characters from different backgrounds, from different places, from different kinds of families. Who are really able to be themselves and be their full monsterness within Monster High. So I think that's the legacy that I really want to bring and have kids from all different kinds of backgrounds being able to see themselves on TV, see themselves as a protagonist of an episode that are, fully integrated into the world and fully formed as characters.
That's what makes the show so interesting to watch. It's very relatable. Is there a member of the Boo Crew? Is there a certain monster that you relate to the most?
The monster that I relate to the most has to be Draculaura. Draculaura is, she's very proper, she's very in control, she's really loves a plan. She like has everything in her life figured out. Um, Except she's also like very much a perfectionist and, really has these issues letting go. So I think that's probably what I relate to a lot with Draculaura. And I'm learning as we write the Draculaura stories of like, oh yeah, that's me. I I need to figure that out
She's
in
my
my life.
favorite character.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she's well, she reminds me of me too, so
Yeah. Well, you're obviously very advanced. So you're very much a Draculaura. You have a lot of plans and your journalism is like so incredible, just like Draculaura would be.
yeah, well, if only I could do magic, then we'd really have what do you hope that audiences will take away from this season?
In season one, I hope audiences will be able to first, see themselves and see a version of themselves represented on TV. And then I think another really important thing to the idea of Monster High is that there's a lot of nuance in our stories, and we're not always saying like this is good, this is bad, this is how you have to be, this is how you shouldn't be. It's really finding what works for you. And like Claudine learns in the first episode, how to follow your instincts. So that's always a big thing of, following your heart, following your instincts, and doing what's right for you.
Okay. What are your plans for the second season? Can you tell us, or is it secret?
I can tell you a little bit. So season two will be premiering next month on March on Nickelodeon. So there is a lot that we're going to explore in season two. One of my favorite arcs in our episodes is the arc where our Boo crew goes on vacation to a mysterious hotel. So there's a lot of fun that they have on this vacation. There's also a lot of new characters that we'll be introducing, and characters both from the original series as well as brand new characters that are original to our series. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then one of the biggest things that we'll be exploring throughout season two is Claudine's journey that she's got kicked off at the end of season one as she explores this kind of new challenge and new role in her life.
Okay, we're looking forward to watching that too. Thank you so much for talking with me, Miss Fontana. Look for Monster High, the complete first season, which is available now on DVD. I'm Alma reporting for Kids First. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you never miss one of our reviews or interviews. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.